Hello YouTube and welcome to this new video on Wuthering Waves. On today's program we are reacting to stuff, and more specifically we are watching Iuno's Resonator Showcase, and while we're at it we might as well look at her Resonator Combat Showcase. Although I suppose the Combat Showcase will focus more on her animations during gameplay, which makes sense given the name of the video, so my real focus here will be Anchor the Future, which should be more story related. Speaking of story, if you have not done the 2.6 story, let me warn you of spoilers. I do not know what this video is about, of course, but I will probably be talking about what happened during the first phase of the 2.6 story. So, you have been warned, because let me tell you, a lot of things happened. Now, I don't think we're going to get answers in this video, because it wouldn't make sense. We are waiting for the second phase of the story to answer the questions we may have. However, I am still hoping that the devs will give us some breadcrumbs, or perhaps just allow us to learn more about who Iuno is as a character. On that note, let us start away. Of course, I shall turn myself into an owl, and I have removed the bottom bar that I usually have during my live streams, because I noticed in the last few videos that that bar was actually clipping onto part of the subtitles, and I do apologize for that. Now then, let us see what we can learn about Iuno.
The flames of fate lit long ago. A priestess born in a lunar eclipse sees what others never will. To anchor the future of Septimont. From that moment on, the life of Iuno was thus ordained.
Man, she's so pretty.
As the prophecy foretold, I seek the threads of causality. Whatever I see will come to pass. Amidst the chaos, I spoke fate's absolute truth. Until I saw calamity's descent, dark tide surging, sinking civilization into the void, Septimon's doom, and our final hour. If this is the future in its entirety, how am I to relay it? The further I see, the closer I approach the deathly quiet. The more I observe, the clearer the unthinkable end becomes. If such cruelty awaits, what value remains to speak of?
Is that baby Iuno?
What are you drawing?
The great priestess saving Septimont, of course.
But I've never seen such an ending.
So what? Who says you can only draw what you've seen? Isn't it up to you how it should be? Here, give it a try.
She looks adorable. Her bow is so majestic. No. Wait, he speaks?
No, following anything. Every step was my own choice. If the moon refuses to shine on the darkness ahead,
Nice.
then it's up to me to draw fate's bow and release it where I choose. The flames of fate lit long ago. The gifted priestess would anchor the future of Septimond. From that moment on, my destiny was always mine to define.
Wait, is that it? No, I needed more. I wanted way more than this. Although, wait, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, this is great. And once again, Kuro knows how to make videos and cutscenes and stuff like that. Although I suppose we're not getting answers or even breadcrumbs in regards to what happened to Iuno. Now, of course, as usual, I am going to yap about what we just saw, but on top of that, we are going to talk about what happened in the 2.6 story. So once again, spoiler warning for anyone who has not done it, and for those of you who don't care or actually want to know, well, as far as I know, Iuno is no more. And I can actually show you proof of that with this banner on the official YouTube channel of Wuthering Waves. Oh, by the way, I might as well turn back into a human. There you go. I am back. So to quickly summarize what happened in 2.6, Augusta and the rover went on to fight this ugly bastard, called the False Sovereign, as the boss. But while we were fighting it, we needed Iuno to buy us some time. And in order to do that, she used all of her power, every ounce of it. And she was actually in a different location than we were while we were fighting the boss. So when the fight ended, and of course we won, several characters showed up to congratulate and celebrate with us. Except I noticed that Iuno was not among them. And after such a fight that was basically for the fate of Septimond, you would expect Iuno to be there, right? It's only later on that it dawned on me that Iuno explained to us that when she uses her power, she has to pay a price. That price is her very own existence. So whenever she uses her power, she loses part of herself. She erases part of herself. Now you can very clearly see why that would be a problem, right? If she used all of her power, then all of her existence is gone. Which is why I go back to this banner and several other official artwork that Wuthering Waves released. Well, they re-released it, but only after erasing Iuno from where she stood before. So very clearly, yeah, that's not good. All of that being said, this little video kind of showcases us in a summarized version what we've already learned throughout the story, which is that Iuno, being a priestess, could see the future. The problem is, the future she saw was kind of horrible. And one thing this video did not show is that Iuno saw the death of Augusta, her good friend Augusta. And some people online, from what I've read, have theorized that Iuno decided to use all of her power during the fight in order to change Augusta's fate so that she would not die. Which is, of course, a noble sacrifice, but at the same time I did not want her to die either. And technically speaking, the power she has right now, or rather had, I suppose, she kind of traded it, because from my understanding she had the power to see the future, and she traded that in for another different type of power that she could actually use to fight. And that is what she used against the False Sovereign. Now, I am not going to lie, I'm not exactly clear on the details of how exactly she did that, but the fact remains that she is now nowhere to be seen. However, like I said before, this video really encapsulates who Iuno is as a character, in the sense that her whole story so far was that she saw a future that she did not like, and she did everything she could to change it. Oh wait, Where is the child? Ah, there is the child. I assume this is the child's version of Iuno, because she kind of looks exactly like her, and she's quite adorable, but more importantly, she kind of put that idea into Iuno's head that she didn't have to just go along with whatever fate had determined. She could try and change it. And to be fair, she was right, because at the end of the quest, Augusta did not die. And we won. The Dark Tide was pushed back, and Septimont was safe. But our dear Iuno was no more. And I suppose if we want answers, the only thing we can do is play through the story that will be released tomorrow or the day after? Wait, you know what? I can actually check that. Yes, I have just checked, and according to Game 8, tomorrow's the day that the banners will switch, which is September the 17th. Which is kind of too bad for me because I still have not finished my Genshin Impact Notcry playthrough, and I actually genuinely really want to pull for Iuno. I mean, you can't look at this and tell me that this is not beautiful. Her bow is absolutely beautiful. I really love it. I actually have a better screenshot of that, if I recall correctly, that I have somewhere on my hard drive that I took during the actual quest. My editing self will probably put it up, hopefully, if I don't forget. But yeah, she's absolutely amazing. My problem is that she's getting released alongside Chiakona's first rerun. And unfortunately for me, I had to skip Chiakona when she first came out, because I was going all in for Zanni. So I would really like to get our Bard and the Moon Lady as well. But I only have like 180 pulls at most. And technically speaking, if I win both 50-50s, it should be enough, but in Wuthering Waves I have not been known to win that many 50-50s unfortunately. Still, I am one owl with a dream. The dream to gather as many wives as I can, one blue and one green. But I have to be patient because I still need to finish my Not Cry adventures in Genshin, though I'm gonna be honest, the waiting is going to kill me. Don't get me wrong, I am having a lot of fun in Not Cry, but I also really want to know what happened to Iuno. And I want to play with her, and I want to play with Chiakona. Well, you get my point, I'm playing too many gacha games at once. And now to make my waiting even worse, let's take a look at her Resonator Combat Showcase, which will most likely make me want to pull for her even more. Ah, wait, I need to turn into an owl again. Wait, this is in 2D. This is a 2D drawing. Holy animation.
I am the moon that never falls, here to rewrite the ending.
Wax?
I am the moon.
Oh, right, in relation to the moon. And she is very pretty. Okay, so she turned her circle thingy into a bow. And I mean, we knew that from the Earth Course defeat. I forgot about that.
The flames of fate lit long ago. A priestess born in a lunar eclipse sees what others never will. To anchor the future of September. From that moment on, the life of Iuno was thus ordained.
Okay, and this part was indeed the beginning of her Resonator Showcase that we just watched. At some point I was kind of wondering what was going on, which might be why you would see me moving my mouse or something, but never mind that. As I was saying, she's beautiful and her animations are beautiful as well. Let me turn back into a human again. There we go. Being a human is nice sometimes. Anyway, her animations are really pretty. And yes, what I was going to say was that she turns her circle thingy into a bow, but in her gameplay, she actually first fights a bit with her circle thingy. I have no idea what it is called. And then she turns it into a bow that she can use to shoot arrows with, which is kind of interesting. Does that mean, because I couldn't clearly see because of all the camera moves, but does that mean that she will have a gameplay that is partially close quarters and then turns into a ranged DPS? Although I know she's not supposed to be an actual DPS. From my understanding, she's supposed to be a support and a sub DPS, of course, for Augusta. But of course, I was interrupted by this. Of course, we start with the feet and end on the feet. Technically speaking, we even had 2D feet at some point. And holy hell, is she doing the splits? I think that is her leg that is out of focus there, right? Okay, she has split her legs. Her legs are indeed split. And yeah, it was her leg that was all the way over there. God damn. When I was a kid, I used to do Kung Fu and I had to try and do the splits, and it was very difficult. But sure enough, I wasn't able to do it to that degree. And by the way, for any feet fetishists we might have in the community, have fun with this image. Though I shall move on quite quickly to an image that actually showcases her face. And I will say, her 2D drawing is just as good, if not even better, than her 3D model. I genuinely don't know which one I would prefer, but let's just say that if Kuro wanted to make an anime, I certainly would not be against it. That being said, I've mentioned Genshin before because I also play that, and well, we are still waiting for the Genshin anime. Hopefully Kuro will be faster than Hoyoverse. In any case, I've been yapping for way too long, so I'm going to wrap up this video. If you've enjoyed this video or found it entertaining in any way, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it helps keep the happy in Happy Owl TV. And if you want more story-related content, I live stream on both Twitch and YouTube every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 PM Central European Summer Time, and every Saturday at 4 PM Central European Summer Time. Though I don't know yet when I'll be able to stream Wuthering Waves, I know I certainly will. On that note, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream.